place in this world, and I would recommend The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches, because it is all about loneliness and finding your place, finding yourself. What do I want to do, and where do I want to do that? And to venture off and find that place is a very big part of The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches. I think that it really matches the vibe of the book. So that is my Taylor Swift album recommendation. A Place in This World. Then in 2008 she launched Fearless, but we are going to talk about like a 2021 Taylor's version, or if there's a Taylor's version out of the album, we're going to talk about that. Scooter, you're not welcome here. So in 2008, Fearless, one of the songs that I love on that album is 15. And what better book to read if you love the song 15 than Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter. It is Better Than the Movies. It's like a high school romance in a movie-like way, and I feel like 15 really sounds like a film. So I think that the two match really well in vibe and setting, and also kind of the process that she goes through in the song 15 about the kind of like the hopeless romantic type of feeling when you're 15, and then coming to realize that there are bigger things out there than some boy or girl, but in this case it was about a boy. I think that better than the movies really fits. So definitely that one. The next song on that album that I want to recommend a book for is the song The Best Day, which is a very sweet song where she describes her relationship to her parents, but mostly her mother. And it's just, it feels like a warm blanket, but a fun blanket, you know, with fun little prints on it. It feels like being tucked in a really cute way. And no other book that I've read has given me that same feeling other than Foster by Keegan, which is a short story about a little girl who goes to stay with a foster family for the summer because her mother has a lot of children and it's rough. And it follows her journey in that family. And I could not recommend that story more if you need something cozy and sweet and just something to warm your heart. Highly recommend. So for Fearless, we have 15 and The Best Day. Then in 2010, she was really doing the every other year I bring out an album thing. She released Speak Now, of which she released Taylor's version in 2023. From Speak Now, I could only think of the song Hours, and I chose Out on a Limb because Out on a Limb is a very sweet story about falling in love very safely, even though the circumstances are beyond you. And they have such a world of their own. They have created such a world of their own in that book. And I feel like Hours daughter's songwriting peak. It displays her talent so well. If you've never watched the Long Pond Studio Sessions film that they made, it's on Disney Plus. You can stream it on the Soaps Today or something, probably. It's so amazing. It's my favorite album by far. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 songs from that album that I can recommend you a book for. So, the first song is This Is Me Trying, and to that I would link The Bell Jar. If you've never heard of The Bell Jar, it is a classic. I think it certifies as a modern classic. I don't know, but it's iconic, and it's about a girl who struggles a lot with her mental health, and to me, it really read like she just keeps on trying and trying and trying in her own ways, and that's the core of the song, This Is Me Trying. So, yeah, This Is Me Trying, The Bell Jar. Then we've got The Last Great American Dynasty. What better book than The Seven Husbands of Evelyn, Hugo? It really has that same vibe. I think that The Last Great American Dynasty, first of all, it's a really solid song, and I really appreciate the storytelling. It has very country style storytelling, as in there's a really nice plot twist, and I think that the same goes for The Seven Husbands of Evelyn, Hugo. I think that there's a really nice hidden story underneath, and there are some twists and turns that you don't just lost her mother, and it follows her and her father until he has lost his wife. They met on Cyprus. I don't remember where he's from. I know that she was from Cyprus, and they had moved to, I don't know, the US or the UK, English-speaking country, but it follows her parents' romance, and their relationship is also really, really just tied together by an invisible string. Can't describe it otherwise. channel.